Bluff City Media presents The Anthony Sain Show on YouTube at Bluff City Media. Stepping up to the microphone is your host, Anthony Sain.
Acknowledge me.
Yep. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Anthony Sain Show. This is, of course, your host, Anthony Sain. Here live with my man, Kenny Stubblefield, from the remote Bluff City Media Studios, man. Shout out to my boy, Robert Cleary. Sorry. Shout out to my man, Robert Cleary, man. We in the building, man. We in the building for sure. Kenny, what's going on with you, my brother?
Man, just trying to make it through a beautiful day, man. It's a gorgeous day outside. I love this weather so much.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We are in our new digs. We are stepping away from the studio for at least the off season. So, yeah, man, it's doing something different. We're gonna see how this roll. I don't mind it. A little bit more relaxed environment. I'm sitting with my shoes off, man. No drawers. You know what I'm saying?
No drawers.
Out here like Drake with the Dodgers with no drawers on. You know,
just don't let that camera fall, bro. That's all.
Yeah, don't stand up for no reason, man.
Don't stand up for no reason.
Exactly. But I had a great weekend, man. 420 was amazing. My 420 experiences keep getting better and better. This year was on a Saturday, so that was fire, man. I had a lot of stuff going on in the city, so that was a great experience for me. But since the last time we talked, Kenny Stubblefield, man, big news happened, man. FedEx Corporation dropped a big time bomb on the city of Memphis, saying that they will be 5-year partners with an NIL deal for about $5 million a year. 5 times 5 is 25 all day long. So that's a $25 million investment from the good people at FedEx that will be towards NIL money for Memphis men's basketball, women's basketball, and football. Man, that's fire, man. And they said that that's dependent on the school raising $2.5 million of its own. So you're looking at a $7.5 million budget at minimum for Tiger Athletics, man, coming for the next 5 years. And the immediate thing I see from that, Kenny, is that does the tangible thing we know it does. It gives money to pay players to play for your school. Like, this is what it is. Like, it's that $7.5 million. That's your salary cap that you have to pay the best of the best to come to your school and play, man. And I think that's the type of thing that separates you from other teams, that'll keep you getting high-level talent, probably more talent on the football end that you've been getting in years past, and kind of continuing the level of talent and solidifying some of the talent you have on the basketball end, plus an opportunity for women's basketball to get their piece of that pie as well. I'm sure that men's basketball will have some of the biggest individual contracts as far as NIL numbers are concerned, but the football players in total will probably be the biggest chunk of that pie with the women's team, getting their part as well. That's the immediate thing that you see, right? It puts you in a conversation where teams know, man, Memphis got 7.5 to spend if it ain't got nothing else, and you're not having to borrow from this person or bother this person or wait for this commitment from this person. They know they've got $7.5 million in NIL dollars available for both basketball teams and the football team. So that's a word that gets around quick, man, especially with a team like FedEx. Well, you're going to see yourself in commercials as well. They debuted a commercial that had
how dope was that?
Yeah, that shit was dope as hell, bro. That shit was dope as hell. And that's just kind of where we are, man. That's where I thought we would see originally. I thought I'd see a Jalen Duran and a Imani Bates in a FedEx commercial that first season. Then I started realizing, okay, this NIL thing don't really work like I thought it worked. You know what I mean? And so then we, but seeing FedEx here and having actual endorsements with players in it, I mean, the sky's the limit on that for sure. But another thing that this deal does is it puts you in a different conversation in the eyes of conferences when they see, okay, this Memphis school, they're taking this NIL thing serious. They're going to get prime players. They got this. Their basketball arena is about to get redone. The football stadium, they own their own stadium now. They are the rights holders of their own stadium. The school is. You're about to see major renovations for the Liberty Bowl. It feels like it's just a matter of time. You're already starting to hear some rumblings. And there are some people saying that Fred Smith did this as a 5-year commitment and say, hey, enough. We're going to do this so y'all get y'all own money. But after that, this is my last gift for you guys. But that seems like a real thing. It does seem like something that would attract conferences to Memphis. It only takes one. It doesn't have to be all of it. It only takes one conference to take Memphis seriously. And I'll let you speak on that because there's been some rumors kind of out there already about Memphis in regards to the conference realignment situation.
Yeah, I mean the it's been stated by our guy Hitman Hoops and some other guys that are involved in conference realignment conversation that right now, Memphis is on that brink of, like, if you looked at outside the Power 4 conferences that are there right now, you look at those G5 schools and say, okay, what schools fit what the Tigers need, or not fit what the Tigers need, fit what these conferences would look for. Right now, the conversation is that the conversations are between San Diego State and Memphis, that those are the two schools that are the most ready for that jump. And I think it's clear, like, even, we're going to talk about it later on in the show, but even outgoing athletic director Laird Veach talked about that the stadium renovations, the money coming through, FedEx being involved is the number one thing that needed to happen so that conferences could see how bought in people were to the University of Memphis program. I mean, money rules everything, right? And so I guess you mentioned it a few minutes ago, like the only thing I thought of with the matching stuff is, FedEx stepped up and really did great work with this NIL collective that they're putting together, this large campaign that they're doing. I think Memphis is in a really good spot in the NIL landscape with the two collectives they have that are really focused in on specific sports. But my only concern is if it's a $2.5 million matching fund, Memphis already has to match certain amount of funds for the stadium renovation. For the Simmons Bank Liberty Bowl Stadium. And now they have to match funds to, for the NIL stuff. On top of that, they also have to raise funds for NIL apart from those kind of conversations. And so it's like, damn, dude, like they got money needing to be matched everywhere right now. And so I guess that's my question is what is most important, right? For the university? Is it the stadium? Is it the NIL, FedEx NIL, or is it the other collectives that are involved raising support and raising money? Like what's most important? Because we ain't got limitless cash in the city to be able to raise funds for that kind of stuff. So I'm interested to know how that's going to work out over the next few months.
Yeah, man, for sure. Also, there was some updated stuff as far as the Grizzlies in their particular building. I don't really know anything about that right now, so we'll table that for another discussion. That stuff is so confusing to me, man. It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Right.
But, man, I'm going to go ahead and slide up out the way, man. My boy Parish Sharkey is waiting to jump on. He's waiting to come on to the show with us as well. As you know, Parish Sharkey, the Grizzlies beat writer for Bluff City Media, joins us each and every Wednesday. He'll do that again. When we come back from the break, my man Parish Sharkey, we're going to jump on for the Sit Down with Sain. We'll see you guys in a minute.
All these guys fit a plan and a system that Penny wants to implement. All these guys can run for the most part. All these guys have decent three-point balls. All these guys are interested in playing both ends of the floor.
Right.
There's just more of a focus than there was a year ago. It reminds me almost more of 2 years ago when they had that successful season start to finish with DeAndre and with Kendrick than it did a year ago, where you're getting all these shiny objects. You're working super late into the calendar. But there's a focus on, hey, three-point ball, play some defense, let's get up and down the floor. That's smart. If David Jones does come back, it just becomes very interesting and open, and the lineup combination, you want to be multiple, but the lineup combinations could be very interesting, and you can play a lot of small ball, right? You could have a deadly three-point sniper small ball lineup with Nick Jourdain in there. That would be, it's just interesting how multiple some of these guys could be. And
Tune into On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
I don't. That's why I'm not joking. Our games would be 3 hours and 15 minutes.
It is the worst. But if I have headphones on,
the
but I
hell
heard that
was that
through many of walls.
Those are definitely gunshots, and I hear cars squealing off.
Still occurring.
Wow.
All right. Win shares not looking great there.
Is that literally still happening?
Still happening.
Wow.
Jesus.
So we need to be concerned. How many shots is that?
I'll lay low for a while.
That's at least 24 shots. At least. Speaking of a volume shooter.
Khalif Battle is outside.
Don't put that on Khalif.
Hey, maybe Mikey.
Look, it's in our name.
I'm just kidding.
The
That's a
jokes are
joke.
all
I'm
there.
sorry.
The jokes are all there.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Here with my guy Parish Sharkey, man. Sit down with Sain, which we do each and every Wednesday here on the show. Parish, this is my all-time hating edition. I'm hating on every team that's in the playoffs, especially certain teams. Couple teams are down 2 games to none. I'm super excited about that. We just gonna go through the series, man. I'm just gonna hate on everybody until it's
one
over.
by one.
Right. Number one, I went to bed last night, Parish Sharkey. The LA Lakers were up on Utah by 15 points at the half, man. I put a tweet out just letting y'all know how I feel about this thing, man. Letting y'all know I'm about to go to sleep. And I know when I wake up, I'm going to see the Denver came back. And I woke up this morning and I saw the Denver came back. Heroic fashion led by Jamal Murray. Saw clips of LeBron crying and saw some kind of meme of LeBron laid out on the ground. I don't know where that came from, but I don't know what that was all about. Then I also saw Anthony Davis throwing the mic down and making a dong sound. He threw that joint down, man. So I woke up feeling good last night. So what did I miss, Parish Sharkey? I saw that halftime score and I saw the final score. So what led to the Lakers losing their game last night?
What's funny is I saw your tweet, so I think I saw it actually towards like the end of the game, like in the fourth quarter or whatever. So I was like, I can definitely bring this up on the show tomorrow. But from that point forward, time you went to sleep halftime on, the Lakers started off the third quarter up by 20, so they extend their lead up 20, and then basically
the Lakers got up by 20 points.
Yep, to start the third quarter, and basically, so when you was talking about LeBron at his post game, he brought up a foul that happened in the third quarter, which had nothing to do with the final score, but it was a replay. D-Lo, basically Michael Porter Jr. like blocked his layup, but he hit him in the face after he blocked it, and they called it a foul on the floor. Replay center reversed it to basically say he hit him after he already hit the ball. Basically, that's what LeBron was talking about post game, which they were about 20 at that time. To me, that didn't swing momentum at all because Denver couldn't hit the 3-pointer. So even the rest of the third quarter, Denver was like kept scratching and clawing back, but the Lakers kept answering. Like anytime they might got within 10 or 11, D-Lo would hit another 3-pointer or LeBron would do something. So basically the rest of the third quarter kind of went their way, but Denver finally had a spurt at the end and got within 10 to go into the fourth quarter. Started fourth quarter happened. What you had a question? So
is the series over? You think this thing is gonna be a sweep? Would the Lakers get a game at all? How do you think this whole thing?
I got to join this conversation, man. It was so good last night.
Man, I
so you stayed up for a penny.
It's over, bro. It's over.
Yeah, the Lakers lost to him. This 10 straight times they lost to him.
I think they felt really good going into that third quarter, kind of into that fourth quarter. To me, Parish, and I watched the entire game. To me, what it was is Denver's just a better team, and they methodically broke them down. Like that's all. That's all it was. There wasn't anything. I mean, Jokic did his thing. Jamal Murray's jumper at the end over AD was sick, bro. So sick. But they just beat the shit out of them. Like they just beat them.
Really, because Denver couldn't shoot. Like they missed every time Denver had a chance like get close with the 3-pointer. They kept missing, and then but they kept getting stops on the other end. Then one time they got within 1 or 2, and LeBron hit back-to-back threes. So I was like, okay, the Lakers gonna win. This y'all chance right here. And then after that, Jokic back down AD, who said he was the best defensive player in the world earlier that same day. The fourth quarter didn't look like it, but
they took it. They went off on AD in that fourth quarter. They put him in the basket, bro. It was bad. Because he came. What did he say? He came out and said, "I'm the best defender in the world."
And I do believe it, but
you can see them writing it down. They pulled the Bada and wrote that shit down and said, "Okay, we got you. We got you."
Oh man,
I was so excited. I woke up this morning and I was so excited to see Anthony Sain on Twitter this morning, bro. I was like, this is gonna be so good.
I ain't had nothing for y'all much, man. I just want to hit y'all with a good morning. Just let y'all know I'm looking. Just,
man.
All seeing Sain I was peeping it out. Or whatever. So I just want to let y'all know that. Cleveland and Orlando, a series that probably needs to be moved to Court TV.
I haven't watched it.
Honest. I haven't watched a single second of it. Don't give a damn. But I do predict this from this series: Orlando will be the darling team next year. They're the team everybody's going to get behind for that 18-month run, and then they'll hate them too. That's all I got from this series. They'll do something cool this offseason.
They need a point guard.
Yeah, they'll do something. I've told y'all what they need.
You don't think Jalen Suggs? You don't think Jalen Suggs is that guy?
No, not at all.
Not like I'm gonna.
I thought he was in the draft when he first got coming to the draft, but he didn't show me nothing.
I've told y'all what Orlando needs to do, man. They need to make a hard move with Steph Curry. Like this, that's what they need to do. They need to get Orlando to get rid of that man for real.
Let me ask you this: do you think
Steph
Clay?
to Disney?
Everybody's talking about Clay coming over to Orlando. Is that
to do what?
I think Clay's got some time left.
Nah, man.
Don't you think?
Man's done, bro.
I don't think he's washed like that.
No,
I mean, he could be productive for somebody, but I don't know. He don't for Orlando. He don't do anything for them.
They don't need the Udonis Haslam that way. Just no. I'm straight on it. I'm straight on that if I'm them. Also, last night the game that LeBron was also bitching about, not just bitching about his game, but bitching about other games. There's LeBron, your king of the league, being a great king, that's the advocate for all teams. Knicks came back on the 76ers. That was a crazy ending in that game as well. Embiid talking like, we still gonna win. We good. Your thoughts, Parish Sharkey?
My thoughts. So my first thought watching it, I thought they did miss the foul on Jalen Brunson foul, Tyrese Maxey on the inbound pass. But to me, they should have called timeout before the inbound pass. Tyrese Maxey should have called timeout when he fell to the ground. They should have got the rebound. It's so many things that they did that, the referee screwed up, and the last 2-minute report showed that, which they said they missed the timeout. Nick Nurse called timeout, all type of stuff. But Philly blew it as well. It's equal parts. Both happened. Two things can be true. Referee screwed up, but Philly still blew it. Not calling timeout, not getting the rebound, leaving DiVincenzo wide open twice. So I think they should look at themselves more than the referees, in my opinion.
All right, let's talk about the games that are going on today, or Tuesday when we record. So the Suns and the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards been talking plenty of noise. I got a feeling they're gonna lose this game. Just speaking to the future, I don't know. It just feels like a game that Minnesota's about to lose. KD, KD is still that dude. Timberwolves, of course, won game one pretty easily. What are your thoughts on that series? And is this the Anthony Edwards coming out party that we all pretty much knew was probably going to come sooner or later?
It's kind of hard to judge. And like I said, we got to speak into the future, basically, because game 2 hasn't happened yet. And
by the time you watch the show, we'll know who won the game.
Yeah, like I really need to see game 2 to really get it gauged. Because I never overreact to game 1s. That's a thing about me. I've never overreacted to a game 1. I've seen plenty of teams get blown out like Dallas did in their first game and win 4 straight, right? So I never overreact to game 1. So it's hard. I still give Phoenix a shot because Devin Booker struggled in game 1. Both him and Bradley Beal struggled in game 1. And I really I believe Devin Booker gonna come back. To me, Devin Booker got to take that challenge. Like Anthony Edwards is coming. Like I think Devin Booker is somewhat considered the best 2 guard in the league, or he's up there. He got to take that personal. Like Anthony Edwards ain't coming to take my spot yet. Like I got to hold him off. So I see Devin Booker kind of responding to that.
Pacers and Bucks. The Bucks won game 1. I did not see that coming. They beat the Pacers pretty handily without Giannis. Damian Lillard went off. What top 5 you smoking on? Tyrese Halliburton is the question I have.
Took 5 shots in 35 minutes, bro. Come on, man.
I be trying to tell you about these dudes, man, that ain't ready for the real deal basketball, bro.
Come on, man.
Get your ass out of here, man. Get your ass out of here. You about to be at the house, man.
That's called elite level scheming to get him to only take 5 shots in a game, man. Like
everybody talked about, like when they got Siakam, this is gonna put them in another level. No, it's not. They about to get bounced by Milwaukee.
They still ain't playing no defense.
Right. By Milwaukee without Giannis, they about to get bounced. So yeah, get y'all ass about it, Pacers. Also, game tonight, Tuesday night, Clippers at Mavericks. We thought this series would be good. The Clippers came out, got the win in game 1. I want the Clippers. This I've got this thing right where I'm like, all these old teams, I want all the old teams to lose. Let the young teams win. Except for this series. I'm low-key pulling for the Clippers, bro. I'm low-key pulling for the Clippers win the whole thing.
Same.
I want to see Paul George get one. Damn what y'all saying. I want to see James Harden get one. I want to see Kawhi get another one. And I want to see Russell Westbrook get one. Like, I want to see all those dudes get a ring, man. I'm pulling for them. Then after that, I don't care because I'm sliding y'all into the category of old bums too. But all the old bums, I want to get y'all ass up out of there, except for the Clippers, because y'all know I can't stand Dallas. I can't stand. I think
Luka. I root against Luka Doncic every time I see him play.
His style of play is so garbage, bro. Like I hate watching the dude play basketball. Like he's hella good. He's like one of the best players in the league, maybe MVP this year. His game is just ugly as hell to me. Like everything about his game is ugly. He plays like a dude who's at school say, hey man, let me get a shot, and he just won't get out the court. Like he won't get the ball back. Like, dude, give us a damn ball back, man.
And he's good enough, to keep shooting and making it.
Yeah, when you don't miss. Like, all right, man, let me shoot till I miss. Like,
hey, shoot till I miss.
Get your fat ass off the court, man. For real.
Hey, be real though. That man's put on some weight, hasn't he? A little bit.
He seems like he gets fat throughout the season. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
All the time.
Yep.
The Heat and the Celtics. Another series is out there left. The Celtics looking like, nah, man, no more of this stuff. No more of this Miami Heat. We killed this ghost immediately. They took care of them in game 1. I'm expecting more of the same in game 2, which is going to be today, Wednesday. Paris, talk about your boys, man. They out there looking sick, man.
Jimmy Butler ain't out there.
I ain't gonna hear all that.
Nah, literally, Jimmy Butler my favorite player. When he's not playing, I literally don't care that much about Miami. So.
And look, like, ass as hell which is also a testament to how good Jimmy Butler is. This team is not good, bro, and he's making them, a team that's in the hunt for sure.
Who do you think was a bigger pickup for Boston this year? Was it Kristaps or was it your boy Drew Holiday?
Yes, the answer is yes, bro.
Yes,
both of those players have made that a totally different team this year. Their team is playoff ready. I think Porzingis kind of makes them. Because they kind of had what Drew Holiday does in Marcus Smart on the defensive end, right?
And Malcolm Brogdon to a certain degree, right?
Both of those guys combined kind of gave you what Drew Holiday was. Yeah. But Porzingis gives you an element they just did not have. A guy you can give the ball and score in the post. He's still young enough to be athletic. He's a top-tier defender, very underrated defender.
He can extend the floor out from the three-point line.
You got both him and Horford who both can stay on the outside of the shoot.
And the fact that he's healthy, is low key like one of the biggest things for him because when he's good, whew, man, he's still the OG unicorn of the league. Don't get it twisted, man. For sure, 100%.
That run kind of faded away when he started getting hurt a lot, but he's still that dude when it comes down to being versatile. Another ugly ass series. Pelicans and the Thunder. The Thunder are game nothing. Them dudes about to get up out of here, man. And not this round, they're getting up out of here because a lot of the calls that SGA was getting during the season, not getting them calls, man.
They're not getting that stuff.
Right. Nah. They're going to be on your ass. Same reason why James Harden always struggles in the playoffs. He doesn't get the same whistle that he gets. Luka Doncic struggles a lot. Even though he scores 40 while struggling, he's not nearly as efficient as he is in the playoffs as the regular season.
I don't know. I think the Pelicans have – dude, they played them well in that first game.
Yeah.
And that's without Zion.
The problem with the Pelicans, the problem with the Pelicans is exactly how game 1 ended. If you watch the Pelicans this season, that's literally what happens. Like, for whatever reason, they can't close out games. I don't know what it is, but exactly how game 1 ended, that's exactly how this season has gone. Like, they could very well have been a top 4 seed if they just knew how to close out a game. Like, against the Grizzlies, you remember we came back for like 24 deficits twice against them. Like, they always do like the dumbest things to end games. And game 1 was like a microcosm of the whole season for them.
Yeah. Going back to the Denver Lakers series, what about your boy Jokic brothers out there punching folks in the face, man? And shout out to that dude for taking a punch the way he did. And then just keep it. And another thing.
It was, man. He showed us stuff. He just
kept the conversation going. Huh?
He showed us he showed us Lick just kept sitting there like he did.
And another thing. Like, well, you just got punched in your damn face, bro. But it's crazy how we just allow these dudes to just be like going around threatening people, beating people ass, and ain't nothing happening. Like that shit does not work for nobody else in the league, bro.
Who did they threaten? Who did they threaten last year? Didn't they go after someone?
Miami Heat. Keith Morris. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the Morris win. Yeah.
That's the whole deal, Miami.
Yeah. Little foreign D-taps out there, man. D-taps out there doing that be in jail.
Oh, if that was D-Tab, they'd be calling to throw him under the FedEx for him, man. But they talking about
we're gonna talk about D-Tab a little bit more in the next segment, but sure, yeah. But yeah, shout out to Jokic's brothers just out there putting hands on him. Like, just some random fan hit him in the mouth, man. Come on, bro. Like y'all was at home. Like, who was y'all fighting, bro? Who was y'all fighting? Yeah, man. So Denver, like, do you see anybody? It looks like we're on an inevitable road of Denver versus Boston. It feels that way, right?
Yep. Yeah. I really got no comeback for it. I guess the Clippers.
I can't see nothing else happening but that for sure.
If Kawhi gets healthy, maybe the Clippers, because I still believe at some point, I don't know, their bench has been playing well, but it was at some point yesterday, I was like, they missed Bruce Brown. And against a team like the Clippers, that could come up. But the Clippers got to be healthy. Do I trust Kawhi to be healthy at the time? I don't know.
This goes back to the conversation I had with Chris Ingram, right? Like, I always say that Michael Porter Jr. is able to start because you have, what's his name? The shooting guard for the
KCP.
Yeah, you got KCP there, right? But if you play a team like the Clippers, where like Michael Porter Jr.'s got to guard either Paul George or Kawhi or something like that.
Yeah,
shit gonna get different, bro. You know what I'm saying? When that dude's got to go out there and guard dudes. So we'll see how they. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm pulling for the Clippers to win it all. I'm pulling for the Clippers to win it all for sure. I'm not gonna lie to you on that. It was something else I wanted to say about
you. You think LA actually has a chance to do it?
Man, them dudes,
they gotta be healthy. But yeah,
in the playoff setting, bro, you got three and not really four dudes who, and if you slow that ball down, they can go get buckets on your ass.
And really five, Norman Powell.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Like that team, when you come down like old school, old man ball, like the Clippers can get you in the playoff series, bro. You know what I mean? And I think this is what you're seeing against, right now with them against Dallas. Oh, another playoff series I want to go back to talk about is the Knicks versus 76ers series, right? Grizzly fans. The Isaiah Hartenstein train is looking to derail. It had a little momentum after game one when Mitchell Robinson had 30 minutes.
It switched.
And Hartenstein only played 17. They started realizing, we got to ride my boy Hart. Not happening, bro. Like that dude, I can't see a reason why Isaiah Hartenstein will want out of that situation. He's gonna be playing for one of the better teams in the league. They're probably gonna beat Philly. I'm not sure who they get next round, but that Knicks team is gonna come back probably ready to compete. Can't really see a reason why Isaiah Hartenstein would want out, especially if he gets the thumbs up to be the starting center going forward next year. If he gets that vote of confidence that he's going to come in, being the starter.
How you feel about Mitchell Robinson then?
I'm not really a fan of his, man. Like he's making like $14.5 million a year. He's missed a lot of games over the last few years, a lot of games, with injuries, whatever.
Also,
it's all gonna come down to this with me, man. Like, and I put a tweet out today that hadn't got much traction, but people really need to pay attention to what I said in the tweet. In the last 5 years, right, outside of this year where there was no starting center, in the last 5 years where we've had a starting center playing next to Jaren, the average minutes per game have been somewhere between 26, 28 minutes per game. Nobody's played 30 minutes a game at center, right? That number's not gonna go up. Like whoever they get it as a center is going to be even lower usage center than anybody that's been here. Less than JV, less than Steven Adams. How much are you really about to go out and invest in it? You know what I mean? For a guy who's, for all intents and purposes, in most cases, 8 times out of 10 probably won't be closing the game. They're going to close with Jaren and somebody else, or they can close with Jaren and somebody else. A guy who's going to play the meat of the game, the tough moments where you have to spell Jaren on the boards and things like that, and allow him to roam defensively. But closing in the games, you're gonna want Jaren and BC out there or Jaren and Gigi out there. So it just makes you wonder, like, how much of the Grizzlies really looking to invest in that. Is that something they're just gonna line up, go to the podium and draft a big, or is that a guy they're going to go out and find in free agency or some small trade? I don't think it's going to be a big name, $15, $16 million contract guy. And if either of you wanted Hartenstein, you weren't going to sign Hartenstein. It was going to have to be some type of sign and trade situation. So, he's a guy who clearly can close games. We see him closing games. But would he be closing games if Julius Randle was there? Or would he be closing games if Jaren Jackson Jr. was his power forward? You know what I mean? So I love Hartenstein's game, but I'm just not sold that the Grizzlies are going to commit, a contract that's more than a mid-level exception for a big. And the Grizzlies, like I said, we can't sign if we keep Luke Kennard here, right? If we keep Luke Kennard, Marcus Smart, one of those type of guys, Smart's on the contract. But if you say, all right, we're not going to pick up Luke's contract, we're going to let his contract disappear, right? You'll get the mid-level exception, which will be like $11, $12 million. Kennard is going to be outside of that range of money, and the Knicks could give him that easily. You know what I mean? So I don't see how or why he would leave New York to come here. So
also back to that Mitchell Robinson point, I'm tired of Steven Adams was one of the worst free throw shooters in the NBA.
Yeah,
Mitch Robinson used to be. I'm tired of these. Yeah, I'm tired of these bad free throw shooters. I need somebody that's a decent free throw shooter.
Yeah. So. And I don't think Jaren starts because I think they want to start the game with Jaren being able to roam a lot defensively, and we're having a big man that'll get on the boards for him and all those type of things. But I think we'll see I think Jaren will play more minutes at center than anybody will on the team, like throughout the game. I think you'll probably see Jaren. Yeah.
It's like before. He just didn't start at center, but we always closed out with him and Brandon Clark. And I guess
for the most part,
Brandon Clark may have been the 5, whatever, but
most games Steven Adams, or JV didn't close. So it's gonna be interesting, man. Like I said, to see which route they go with it. I see a lot of people that are kind of throwing big names in that spot. I don't think it's going down like the Jared Allens. I've heard Jared Allen. I'm like, they're not gonna do that. Like they're not gonna go get a dude who, because their center minutes are gonna go backwards. It's probably gonna be somebody playing about 25 minutes a game. So I don't think it's gonna be anybody with a big name at all. Trying to think, is there any other Grizzly related stuff I want to talk about other than the news that we're going to talk about in the big three? I mean, the 3-pointer involving Ja Morant being a free man out here, man. We talked about detail, so we still got to talk about Ja. Tell you what, we'll take a break. We'll go get into that type of stuff when we come back here on the Anthony Sain Show. We'll see you guys in a minute.
The UFC pre-fight show, the pre-weigh-in show, we're ranking all the Centennial cards and the matches that were in those Centennial cards. 3 out of the 4 of them had Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway as the number 1 fight in all the 100, 200, 300 cards before it happened. Yeah. Like, because everybody knew. Like, everybody knew this fight has no choice but to be total badass.
What I can never get enough of Max Holloway with. He probably had won that fight as they got into the 5th round. And he started, he probably had at least a split decision. Probably. Just based on strikes and volume and how he was going about his work. But when Justin said at the end of the fight, hey, let's get in the middle, I'm going to try to knock your ass out, Max said, okay, I'll try to knock your ass out too. And he got the better of him.
Tune into On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. Gabe and I talked about that on the Bluff. We talked about the Maui Invitational roster, and I legitimately thought that it was a troll when I saw that online a few weeks ago. I was like, "There's no way that's real. We're getting trolled right now."
What the teams?
The teams that are there.
Yeah, it's pretty unreal. But I think do you think that has to do with NIL opportunities, like as a whole?
What do you mean?
Oh, if you are a foreign player, like there's a ruling that you can't.
Maui is in the United States.
Hawaii is the U.S.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's the U.S.
Where did we go last time? Oh,
Dominican.
That's
and
where
then we went to the Bahamas.
That's what the Bahamas is supposed to take it off.
Dominican was the Bahamas is U.S.
No, I don't think so.
Bahamas is not U.S. God.
What? All right, Kenny, say something after you drink this astronaut.
Yeah.
We're up there in space, brother.
What is happening?
It's been a long day.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Anthony Sain Show. Here with my man Parish Sharkey, Kenny Stubblefield, also on screen with us today. It's time for the three-pointer. We're talking about three things going on in the world of sports. A lot of stuff going on locally, man, that we can jump into. A lot of things have gone on since the last time we had a show. Number one, man, the University of Memphis. Looks like they're going to be looking for a new athletic director. My man, Mark Giannotto, put an article out saying that needs to be a black dude. You didn't bait me in with this one, Mark Giannotto. I did not click it. I couldn't care less. I apologize. I don't care if our AD is black or not. I don't think the school's ever had one. All the arguments still, I don't really know what this article is about, but I would say that in a city where, it's mostly black city, black athletes, hey, why not hire a black person? I get all of that. But I've seen a lot of kickback for that, saying this is a, DEI hire, all those type of things. And that's not, area doesn't apply here. This is more of a why the hell have we never had a black ID situation, because this is a black city. It's not like you're trying to bring somebody black into a white situation. Like we probably should have a black AD. So I don't agree this is a DEI hire, but like for the city of Memphis and for that fan base and that student body, that whole logic makes sense. But I don't really give a damn. For all intents and purposes, Penny Hardaway is AD at the University of Memphis. In order for somebody to be my boss, he has to be able to tell me what to do and or fire me. I don't think either one of those things come with the job of being AD at the University of Memphis. Maybe Penny should hire one of his boys or something. Who's left? Who we got out there left? Cheyenne Gibson. What are you doing? What's Cheyenne Gibson? What's Rodney Newsom doing out here, man? Elliot Perry for AD. Why not?
Hey, I'll take Elliot Perry today. I'll take Elliot Perry today. What are we talking about?
It's always been a football guy. Always will be a football guy. It's just state of everything. It has to be. I'll say this, man. I'm throwing this to you, Kenny, of course. But as far as Laird Veach is concerned, is it a matter of he was good at what he did, or did good things just kind of happen while he was the AD?
Man, it's tough because
he's officially gone, right? Like he's
officially gone. Yeah. But Missouri announced it today that he's gone. Okay. So I can speak clear. I can speak freely now without repercussions.
Getting a phone call.
Yeah, getting a phone call. Yeah, I don't need that. I had that last week. I don't need that right now. I think Laird Veach was one of the most. I think he was really good at what he did behind the scenes in terms of having conversations, kind of being in the room with people, getting in the room with different, whether it be conferences or whatnot. Right. But in terms of his ability to communicate clearly and communicate to fans, communicate to, I think he wasn't very good at that. And he ought to, and I'm not hating on anybody that deals with mental health issues or anything like that, but he was very outspoken about the fact that he has real severe social anxiety. And so when you put him in large crowds of people, he has a tough time acclimating to that situation, which to me goes, well, bro, maybe you shouldn't be an athletic director, right? Like that's kind of I think a lot of really good things have happened for Memphis athletics over the last year. I think, securing the money from the state of Tennessee, securing, the FedEx donations, things like that. Those things are all great, but I honestly wonder if those things would have happened in spite, or if they happened in spite of Laird. I don't think they happened because of Laird. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, that's why I asked you, because that's how I feel. But
I think for me, my biggest critique of Laird Veach and his time at Memphis was his inability to adjust to the new day and age of college sports, and specifically in regards to the NIL stuff. Yeah. He was very, very slow and to react and to change and to kind of see what could potentially be like. How could Memphis become? The University of Memphis become kind of a leader in that regard. And I think that was my bigger critique from him, is just a lack of willingness to adjust to the new day and age of college athletics. And so, he's going to Missouri. Missouri's job is, I mean, he'll be the 4th athletic director in the last 5 years. I mean, I don't know how secure that job is there, but he's been, honestly, bro, just between me and you, Anthony, and Parish.
We all on the air, so I don't.
Just between me and you. This stays between me and you. He's been trying to get out of Memphis for 3 years, bro. He's been trying.
Yeah, I've heard this.
He's applied for the Missouri job every time it's come open, which has been every year for the last. Yeah, I mean, this is the second time he's tried to get the job with Missouri, and so he's been 1 foot out the door for a while now. So I don't think anybody's sitting here wringing their hands about, oh my God, Laird Veach isn't here anymore. It is what it is, man.
Oh, hey, I got a question. What exactly? I have some sense of what the AD does, but what exactly is their job? Because
it's like a former coach or somebody that actually means something to the university. We never had that type of AD here, so I've never really known what purpose they serve.
Yeah.
The AD's job is really to I think the AD's job is most seen and most heard in the sports that aren't revenue generating. They're the sports that are not basketball, not football. Obviously. Soccer. Yeah, like the soccers, the tennises, it's securing those kinds of. The goal, I think, is to be the athletic director's job, and this might be completely. I'm probably get a phone call saying, "No, you're wrong." What the athletic director's job is, but the athletic director's job is to be the face of the athletic department to the conference and to local businesses, local sponsorships, national sponsorships. It's basically their job is to always constantly think about how to move the program, the athletic department forward. Cool. And in a lot of ways, basketball and football kind of speak for itself. It's those other non-revenue generating sports that need kind of that leading, that pushing forward. And so that's typically, I think, what his job is.
All right. So we joked earlier about Penny being the AD. How much of a factor would having a strong personality and not just a strong personality, as far as his characteristics like that, but it's Penny Hardaway. How much of a factor would that be in either gaining an AD or being a deterrent to gaining an AD, in your opinion?
Well, I mean, I think honestly, you hear about it even in the professional circuits where guys will bring in a new GM, teams will bring in a new GM, and they talk about the GM wants to bring in their guys, right? Sometimes you'll see a lot of turnover, a lot of staff turnover when a new GM is brought in or a new athletic director is brought in. I think whoever is applying for this job needs to know, hey, man, if things aren't going right for the football program, we can talk about Ryan. But you're coming in and you're going to be the athletic director for a school that has Penny Hardaway as the head coach. If you have any thoughts about bringing your own dudes in when it comes to basketball, hey man, stay away from the basketball program. But I would say this, and I've not heard this from anybody in the staff or anything like that on the basketball program. I've heard this from outside of that, kind of the outer circle of the basketball program. I would suspect that if you sat down and you gave truth serum to Penny Hardaway and said, what would you want your AD to do? I think get the
hell out of the way.
I think what he would want them to do is, number one, stay the hell out the way. And number two, communicate with me privately, have conversations, be an advocate for me as the head coach of this program for whatever it is, whether it may be an advocate. And because I don't think that Laird was great at that with Penny Hardaway. I think he knows in college sports, football is king, right? Football is He was involved in football. He was at the games. He traveled with the teams. You just didn't see that a whole lot with Laird and Penny Hardaway. So I would suspect that if you're Penny Hardaway, you go, bring me somebody who's willing to stay out of my way, but also be a partner with me on this.
Yeah, I think I agree totally on that whole thing. It's gonna be interesting to see which direction they go in to bring in, AD or whatever. I don't really care about what Giannato's. I know I'm advocating for black people to get jobs, man. I don't care about AD's Black and Adams because, as far as I'm concerned, Penny Hardaway is AD for all intents and purposes. So, yeah, I think we'll be fine on that. Speaking of Penny Hardaway, though, Penny's been on the recruiting trail, man. He's brought in some dudes.
What the comp said?
Say what now?
What
no, we're not doing that. We're not doing
I got some. Okay, I got some comps. Let's go. No.
Penny's got a group of guys where if you line them up in a room, if you spun me around 5 times and switched them up, I would not know the difference between who is who. They all literally look like the same dude.
Are you Baraka Okoji or are you PJ Haggerty? Which one are you?
Which one are you? Okay. No, you the dude from Texas. Who are you again? Oh, you're the other point guard. Oh, you're the combo guard.
You're the combo guard. Got you. Okay.
Yeah, you're the defensive first combo guard. I got you. Okay. All right. So break down. Okay, you got a lot of dudes who all seem like the same dude that Penny's recruited and that he is that have made commitments to Memphis. So Kenny, don't give me no pro comps. Give me the okay college player comps for these dudes.
All right. Baraka Okoji is a true freshman.
What position he play? Say the position they play too.
Combo guard.
6'3" point guard. He played point guard for George Mason last year. I will say this about Baraka. I have heard from really good sources. I have heard from really good sources that Baraka Okoji has been described by the staff as a dog. Okay. Now, what I'll say about that is,
will he play for the city? That dog seems like he plays
exactly. Will he play for the city? Yes. He has already got.
Will he make a public confession of his faith to say, "I love Memphis"? Before
he's got 901 already tattooed across his chest. Yeah, that's
does he have a nickname? I don't know if I'm gonna remember his name, Baraka Okoji.
But no, I think call him 45.
Right.
But no, he's a. I think the staff is very high on him, but I think if you're looking at his numbers, you're looking at the way he plays. He was a true freshman last year, played a lot of games, played a lot of minutes. But I think he's a clear developmental guy, which you have like 3 years left with him. So that's a big deal, right?
Is him going to drop a Jeremiah Martin comp video for him?
And this is the second year in a row that he's done that, right? Like he's done a Jeremiah Martin. He did it with Jalen, and I think he did it with somebody else this last year or somebody else this year too. But no, so
no best Tigers ever.
No Jeremiah Martin, no comps on him. PJ Haggerty. We've talked about him numerous times. Also a guy that you have multiple years with. That's awesome. Tyrese Hunter was a surprise, I think. Was a surprise.
He's the best player they got, right?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Because you got a guy in PJ Haggerty who is a bigger guard. And so I think Tyrese is he's played in a much harder conference for the last 3 years. But he's also an undersized point guard. Yeah, sure. He can still get up. He can get up. He's athletic and tough in the paint, but shooting wise, his numbers aren't great. They're not bad, but they're not great. Like if we're looking at that kind of that 35% like line of like yeah, like you need him to be at that level, and he's like 32% for his career, which listen, whatever, like he's got a lot of experience. He's coming from Texas, played for Iowa State before that, coming from the Big 12. I think he's a fantastic player. I think the staff loves him, but you're putting together. What's interesting about it is you brought in PJ Haggerty, who everybody thought was going to be your on ball guy. But now you got Tyrese. So it's like, okay, so are we thinking about maybe a Tyrese Hunter, PJ Haggerty backcourt, which I'm cool with, man. I'm cool with that. But
I'm gonna tell you what I think Penny is doing, man. I think Penny Hardaway doing this offseason, I think he went into his hidden chamber in his house, his underground tavern he has, and I think he pulled on the gods of Memphis basketball, man. The forefathers before him, man. I think Larry Finch was in the room with him, man, and I don't really know who else. Like he was in there with just some of the OGs and the spiritual ancestors, right? Like the Black Panther, right? And they said, Penny, you got to go back to old Memphis high school basketball, bro. The tried and true winning form of Memphis high school basketball.
Guards.
Right. I remember talking to a good friend of mine, Dion Berry, who's used to be the high school coach of City University. He said, Sain, to win in Memphis, he said, man, if you got 2, even 3 solid guards, man, whether they're a point guard or a shooting guard, if you got 3 like solid, can dribble, pass, shoot, defend guards, your team gonna be good. Like, I don't care what else you got. Like, if that's all you got is some good ass guards, you're gonna be good because teams gonna trap you, they're gonna press you. If you got guys that can make plays, knock down shots, get to the basket, defend, he said you're gonna be good, especially if you got 3 of them. Saying you got 3, you can pull one off the bench, or you can play all 3 of them at the same time. You're gonna be good. I don't care what else you got. And I think that's kind of a tried and true formula, even in college basketball. Man, we've seen teams.
Yeah,
this UConn team, of course, they had the big man, of course, but that team also had very good guard play. You know what I mean? And they're not just huge guards, but they had a lot of guards that can knock down shots and defend. I tell people all the time, man, like this particular year for Penny is the year where he needs to raise the floor of this team. You need to, the worst case scenario for this team needs to be a team that's elite in this conference. You know what I mean? And Penny's best team that he had was as a defensive minded team that got Houston up out of here, beat Houston twice that year, if I'm not mistaken. In this particular conference, you don't have to have this mega team with all these guys that can score, and you don't have to have all that. Just be a team that can defend your ass off, and then can score when you kind of need to. And I think they'll be good, man. You know what I mean? So I'm not I don't knock the recruiting at all. And
there's a couple of names that they're involved in that I think are pretty interesting to me in terms of kind of the wing and more of an in front court depth. One guy they're talking about bringing back, or they're interested in, and I think it's moving in the right direction, is Musa Cisse.
Oh, yes, sir.
And I think I said this on Twitter when that was announced. If you don't like that move, I seriously think you should reconsider your position on it, because Musa is exactly what you need. Musa just got kind of stuck in a position where he was expected, too much was expected out of him as a freshman.
He came behind James Wiseman. We didn't get James Wiseman, and we wanted him to come in and be James Wiseman, and he wasn't.
He was the number 2 rated center in the entire class in 2020. And I'll just be frank with you, man. Like, we said it from the beginning, man, he's going to be raw. Like, he's going to be a raw player.
Exactly.
Don't expect a whole lot out of him. And he was. And I think people were oh man, why is he shooting? Why is he not doing as well as we wanted him to? I just think you got a guy who, coming in with the expectations, we know what he's good at. We know he's good at rebounding the ball. We know he's good at defending the rim. We know he can run up and down the floor. That's all we need out of a backup big.
Center.
I love that move. If that's the end, I am so pumped up about that. Then there's another kid they're talking about with TJ Bamba from Villanova, which Memphis fans saw him last year. Villanova beat the crap out of Memphis.
Shut our ass out of the gym.
We got the game.
And TJ Bamba was that dude. I likened him on the Bluff show this week. I likened him to one of my favorite in-conference opponents that the Tigers play is Tulane. I love their team. Even if they're not that good, I love their team. I love Coach Ron Hunter. I think Ron Hunter is one of the best college coaches in the game. They've had a kid on their team now for the last 4 years named Sain James. That is, to me, a prototypical college wing player who's not that good at really anything, but his leadership, his physical abilities, his physical nature, the bigness that he is, he's able to be super effective. And you want to hear a pro comp? Not as good.
No, I'm good.
Okay, no pro comps.
No,
I love the TJ Bamba move. If they can bring him in, if they can get.
So what happened to the dude? I know we got the dude Kobe somebody, right?
Colby Rogers, yes.
All right. What is another dude that was like another 3-and-D wing they were looking at?
Aaron Scott, yeah. But it's
what happened?
I think he's gone to, since he went to Memphis, he's gone to St. John's and to Oklahoma for visits. And I think the tide is more trending towards maybe St. John's with him. I think Memphis is still in with him, and if they could get him, they will. But if you're telling me TJ Bamba is a consolatory prize to Aaron Scott, I'm good, bro. I think TJ Bamba could be a very effective player for Memphis next year.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be an exciting year, man. I think he's got dudes who are just more on that workhorse, playing for the city.
100%.
Yeah. All right, here's the thing, kid. Final question. We talk about pennies on the recruiting trail. What do we do to indoctrinate our players that we're bringing in to make them play for the city? Is it as simple as a Payne's barbecue sandwich, or is it how do we go through the process of making these dudes play for the city?
Man, let me tell you what.
Is still open? What strip club's still here?
Yeah. Platinum Plus is closed, so
I don't know what's open anymore.
Payne's is open, but you don't know when it's open.
Payne's is open sometimes. Payne's is open sometimes.
It's like a Cheesecake Corner. Never know.
Cheesecake Corner. Yeah, Cheesecake Corner's in whole other spot.
Yeah, it's another location now.
Take them to Yums, get some Yums.
Yeah, gotta get
get that cheeseburger sub.
Yeah, right. Real plate. Yeah, just make your stuff all up. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think. Do we need to have should we nominate the Anthony Sain show to be like the indoctrination?
Yeah, they got to come on, be a guest on this show.
Be a guest, and we will teach you how to love this city.
Yeah, right. We gotta get these dudes indoctrinated, man. You just can't give a kid an NIL check and say, hey, go love the city you playing. You gotta.
No, man, they gotta love the city, bro.
Yeah, but for real though, this should be something we do. Like if there's visiting the Civil Rights Museum or going to see some live music on Bill or something, just to make these kids get more of a feel of.
Wait a second, are you flipping right now? Because that you have been saying that is BS from the jump.
Oh, it is, but I'm just saying, how do you make these kids get that experience though? Like if you should probably try to give the kids some type of understanding of the city they live in.
I think they do.
I don't think that's a William Bedford hype video on Twitter that'll do that. You know what I mean? I think it's got to be something you know.
I see what you're going with it. I think that Civil Rights Museum ideal.
Civil rights,
that's always great.
Hey, take them to the Grizzlies game. Take them to the zoo. Whatever.
No, there's a lot. Hey, name a baby giraffe after one of them, man.
Yeah, there you go, man.
Do a PJ the giraffe or something like that.
They trade him to Utah.
Giraffe.
They trade him to PJ Raff.
PJ Raff.
And then trade him to Utah. Damn.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So for your NIL deal, PJ, we don't have any money for you. We're gonna give you a whole giraffe.
We're gonna give you a whole ass giraffe.
Right. Right. Oh man. Speaking of giraffes, the giraffe father himself, John Morant, man. Free man,
job, baby.
Free my guy, Big 12, man.
Free Big 12, baby. He is free.
He's free.
I don't know if there's anything left to this case.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me edit this real quick. It ain't free. It ain't free, Ja. It's freed, Ja. Hold on.
So is that official, man? Is this case over? I mean, let me ask Mark Giannato. Is it over? Latest news, of course, the lawyers for the Holloway family say, all right, man, y'all got it. We out. We out there. Loyalists, I believe at this point. I think that means the case is over. I don't know, man.
I guess technically they still could go without a lawyer or get a new lawyer. I don't know.
Yeah, but when your lawyers are telling you that we out, I think it pretty much tells you y'all already have a case.
The problem is the court doesn't actually have to release them from it. They can say, sorry, you're gonna stay as long as this thing is still going. But I think that should give you every indication of what's going on with this case, right? They're like, nah, bro, this ain't happening. It's the biggest bag fumble in the history of bag fumbles, I think.
Yeah, I think I do agree with that.
That's up there.
For something that happened in 2022, and we're in the middle of 2024. I'm gonna tell you what somebody told me, man. I had a media member from an out-of-town market when the story came out in the newspaper where Josh Holloway did the interview. They said the fact that we know who this young man is, what his name is, when at first he was a minor and we didn't know who his name was. The fact that we know who he is now should tell you the direction this case has gone in and how this has been mishandled. And I asked them to explain that to me. That was like, if this family, whatever they're desiring some type of settlement or this to be washed out the way, you would have never known who he was because he was a minor. That would have been gone a long time ago. The fact that he's an adult now and you know his name is out there, that means that there's something wrong. Something didn't go right for them. So here we are, man. This long process seems to finally be coming to an end for Ja. I'll say this though, man. I'm not gonna act like Ja appears to be free in this. He's never going to jail anyway. We're joking about that part. He appears to be about to shake this whole little civil trial or whatever. But he was in a bad situation. He put himself in a bad situation. You know what I mean? It's something that still, even though he was deemed to have acted in self-defense, it's something he, probably could have totally avoided. I'm sure there's something he'll admit to as well. I'm sure there's something that he won't, be a part of going forward. But yeah, that thing seems to be coming to an end. The whole saga between Ja Morant and the Holloway family. But free my guy D-Tap, man. We got the Jokic brothers out here hitting folks in the mouth. Free my boy D-Tap.
He's free. Man. He's free too.
Nah, they got a whole. It's a whole nother. You remember they said he didn't.
That's another.
There's a whole nother.
No, I was talking about. I was talking about the Feds Forum thing. He can come back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He could. He could come to games again now for sure, man. But yeah, man, we're about to go to a break, man. When we come back, we're gonna do this thing called Inside the Sain Brain. We're gonna chop it up here on the Edge of the Sain Show. See you guys in a minute.
PJ Haggerty, and how do you put complementary pieces around him, not guys that are necessarily going to steal the show and try to be 20-point per game scorers, but guys that can complement him. And I think Tyrese Hunter fits that perfectly. He's been, a 10 to 12 point per game scorer throughout his collegiate career. He has really solid assist numbers, which shows you right there that he's not a selfish player. He's willing to move the ball.
Right.
He's a decent but not great shooter, which can take a little bit of the pressure off. So I think what we're seeing with Colby Rogers, with Tyrese Hunter, is just more depth, might not be the right word, but just more complementary pieces to PJ Haggerty. They're not guys that are going to take 10, 15 shots a game. These are guys that can take a back seat, get him the ball, but also offer other scoring options in whatever rotation they're put out there.
Tune in to On the Bluff with Christian Fowler and Gabe Kuhn every Tuesday at 12 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
It's game week. Unfortunately, it's not Friday night stripes. No. It is Saturday at 3 p.m. stripes. What are you hoping to see out of the spring game?
A lot of position battles kind of going on. I think they're going to be working on that pretty much throughout all spring and fall.
Let me ask you this. Do you want to see like a ones versus ones, twos versus twos, or do you want to do it like they did it last year? It was like a draft.
I think they're more likely to do what they did last year, the draft.
Yeah.
But
I think they set up a lot of camp around that.
Yeah, they break up into those teams and do like the golf competition and stuff. I'd rather see ones versus twos, just to be frank. But ones versus ones, and twos. But I think you're putting out too much film. You're kind of giving away your depth chart in your lineup at that point.
Tune in to Tigers Untapped with TJ Willis and Trey Lasley every Wednesday at 3 p.m. on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. At Create A Cig, our top priority is to provide the best customer service experiences possible while offering the largest variety of vape supplies, legal THC products, and smoking accessories. Our trained sales associates are here to assist any and all customers to help them find the best products available. With our daily deals, weekend deals, loyalty rewards program, and our punch card program, there are tons of rewards to earn to help our customers save plenty of money along the way. Check out one of Create A Cig's 4 locations across the greater Memphis area and come visit us.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Edge of the Sain Show. Time for Inside the Sain Brain, where we talk about stuff that typically don't have nothing to do with sports. Before we jump into it, man, shout out to our sponsors, Create A Cig, 4 area locations. You can probably find me. I got to go back up there, man. I got to get some more, man, raw cone paper, man, from up there. I got to get some more of that, man. I had a great 420. Got a couple more papers. I got a couple more little things I need to roll up. So I need to go get me some more papers from the good people up there. Shout out to them for inviting us out for their 420 events they had. I was there in body, but not in spirit, kid. I was as gone as the day is long. I was in that job in body only. My 420 experience, man, was a vibe, a complete vibe. Shout out to I spent time at the Cooper Young Porch Fest, which is something I've had never heard of before this year. Something they said they started during the pandemic when the Cooper Young Fest really couldn't go down. Basically, long story short, they have a lot of neighbors in the Cooper Young area have bands playing live music on their porches. You know, those houses out there had those big size porches, right? So bands were playing porches. It's vibing. People smoking. People drinking. It was dope, man. Super dope experience. Super cool. In light of, the bad stuff that was going on with the murder, the murder that happened in the Orange Mound area, right around the corner from Cooper Young. I called, and it's crazy about how I joked about it. I said Cooper Young is an annex of Orange Mound, right? It's a suburb of Orange Mound, and then we had that. Like I was in that area, and then right there near it. Horrible incident happened, of course, in the Orange Mound community. Won't dwell on that long at all. There are some things I do want to talk about, but make sure you guys continue to patronize our good friends at Create A Cig. Like I said, you can get the Sain Asylum pack, where if you are a Delta 8 user like myself, you can get a pre-roll. You get disposable vape cartridge. That's the fire one Kenny has in his hand. And you get a pack of edibles. I think it's $80. They have different choices, different flavors you can choose from. If you're a beginner, it'll work for you. If you're a vet, it'll work for you as well. I'm gonna give y'all an edge of the same confession. I smoke other people's weed. I eat edibles and I vape, right? I'm not a roller. I don't really fool with the flower too much. If you got some flower, I'm gonna smoke your flower. We're gonna smoke, what you call traditional, smoking a blunt or smoking a joint. I do that too. I have no clue how to create those things, right? I went in there the other day. My man Chris showed me, broke down how to use the grinder. Showed me the cones, get the raw cones, man. Showed me how to use it. He said, I can't show you too much, man. I mess around and go to jail, but I will show you basically the basics of it. I was a confident roller. I was rolling 2 big boy joints. Courtesy of my boy Chris of it Create A Cig. Ask for him by name. Tell him to teach you how to use a raw cone next time you go. The Anthony Sain style at the Create A Cig. Like I said, great event there. Had the meet and greet. Thanks for them hosting us. Something we're definitely going to do again out there. Had a great time with our friends out at Create A Cig. But what I do want to talk about today, Kenny Stubblefield, a topic that is kind of a video that's kind of going viral. These videos are always going viral, right? But it's about it's a video of talking about what women bring to the table, right? And Kenny, you're a married man. Parish, you're married. I've been married, divorced, dating, all those type of things for me. And with that being said, that's a topic that you see a lot. And I'm asking this first, Kenny Stubblefield, in the white community, is this a thing at all? Do you even know what I'm talking about? Because I tell people all the time, black people, we be talking about relationship stuff that nobody else be talking about. What a woman brings to the table, is that a hot button issue amongst white people? You're also a married man, so you might be out of the loop when it comes down to that.
Oh, I'm definitely out of the loop. But I also,
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
All right, go ahead, Ken.
But I also come from a very niche part of the white community in that, like, I grew up in a very religious home.
Yeah.
And so it was less about what women bring to the table, more about what men bring to the table.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Those are the conversations that were had in my little circle.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's not a conversation. I've seen that conversation a lot. Like, I've seen as kind of the Andrew Tate kind of, rather, if you want to call it a misogynistic kind of idea of manhood, has kind of made itself known. You always hear about the elite women, right? Like the elite women and what they bring to the table. Right. That's not a conversation I've had before. I knew immediately when I met my wife, before she was my wife, I knew immediately she brought everything to the table that I ever wanted. So
right. And that's where I'm at too, man. I had this conversation with the crew from the Sain Asylum podcast. You can hear not every Sunday. We've been taking a few breaks, especially with 420. But you can hear us both Sundays live at 8 p.m. on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. But I was talking to that crew about the whole subject. This is something I'll talk about with them about as well this Sunday. But I don't know, man. Maybe I'm what you call a simp. Maybe I'm what you call shallow. But you being physically attracted to me as a woman is up there. Like, I'm sorry, it's up there. Like, it's way up there, right? If you're physically what I want, that matters a lot. Your femininity, your softness matters to me. Like, that's something. That's all things I'm going to peep out in a very quick conversation. I don't have to ask you, do you bring femininity to the table? No, I'm going to notice it. Like, you know what I mean?
I'll be able to tell by your energy pretty quickly.
Right, real quick. Like, what kind of lady you are, right? That, and are you someone that can bring me peace and not add toxicity to your peace giving. Like, can you just consistently, for the most part, bring me peace? Like, can I chill around you? Can I be transparent around you? Can I have open, like, adult, mature,
real
direct conversation with you?
Yeah.
Like those are like the three things I'm looking for. All this other stuff, like, I don't care. Like, if you're a CEO of this, I just wonder what that means, because I also hear a lot of men who had these bring stuff to the table conversations. They say they don't care about what a woman does or the kind of money she makes. Then what are you talking about? Because that's not an actual conversation I'm gonna have with you over dinner. Like, I'm not gonna take you out on a date and say, okay, so what do you bring to the table for me? Like, dude, if you got mama issues or something, like, say that shit. Like, because like why are you interrogating this woman? If she's a soft, feminine, beautiful woman, like, that's pretty evident. Like, I'm not gonna find it out in the interview session. You know what I mean? So I don't really understand. I do not understand what that means. Like, it's I don't get it. I don't get that at all.
People bored out here, man. I don't.
For real, man.
Like, I got the shirt. The only time people when they're bored, like, if folks bored,
Yeah.
I have no clue what, and I, like you just said, my whole thing was peace. I've been in toxic relationships to the T. So when I found my wife, peace, like, that was the main key. Right. You know how we say happy wife, happy life. We go by happy spouse, happy house. She says that, not just me. She says that. So I don't know what people be on. I'm glad I'm not in the single world no more.
Yeah, man, because it's like when you say like what, like, people talk about like the whole submissive woman thing, right? And it's like, my mom was a firecracker, right? My mom would clock my dad all the time. And my brother was talking about, man, what do you think about this submissive woman stuff? Like, and he was like, man, does that matter to you? I said, yeah, it does. I mean, he was like, I don't think I care about this. He's like, my mama wasn't submissive. I said, man, your mama was submissive as hell. And he said, man, how you figure that? My mom used to stay clocking dad and stay, kind of just always on some bullshit that came to my dad, right? But my mom was like team Sain, though. Like, she was like, she understood the importance of protecting the brand of the Sain family. You know what I mean? Like, making my dad look good even when he was being a dumbass. Like, that's the kind of shit my mama was on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, and my brother's like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, and that's like, I don't want a Stepford wife sitting around the house, pregnant and barefooted, making me sandwiches all day, woman, fanning me with a fan, and don't talk less I talk, or staring down her feet, woman. But I do want a woman that kind of understands the value of representing us. Like this is a team thing. Like, that's submission to me. We're submitting to, both of us are submitting to a common goal. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, man, I don't really care what you bring to the table outside of a hot plate of food. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care about none of that, man. Or a fat ass. Like, I don't care about none of that other stuff, man. Like, what is it? Like, what am I looking for? What am I looking for to bring to the table? Like,
supposed to be on this TikTok, Instagram, social media is just
right, because I'm the type of dude where, man, like, I like a home cooked meal, but I like going out to eat too. So
right,
and as far as money goes, as long as you can handle your own self, and you're not looking at me to come in and do whatever, assume your expenses. You know what I mean? So as long as you take care of your own self, I don't really care about the kind of money you bring in. So
so I might have missed it because my internet's acting funky, so I've been in and out of this segment.
Yeah,
but what are some of the things that you've heard in those conversations are things that men want women to bring to the table, guys that are willing to have that conversation? Really?
They talk about are you peaceful? Are you a soft feminine woman? All these type of things. But those aren't interview questions. Those are like, I gotta experience you a little bit type question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes. And even with that, man, like, you can be peaceful, you can be, I can talk to you all that, man. You still gotta be fine. Like, at the end of the day, you still gotta be fine, bro. Hey, because that fine gives you a lot of grace. For real. Like, I give you a lot of grace, bro. Because when you walk off with that ass fat, hold on, come back. Let's retake this.
Yeah.
Like, hold on.
Maybe I need to reconsider
I need to change my ways.
I'll change my ways, baby. You changed your way, I'll change mine.
Yeah, man. I tell you what, man, y'all make sure y'all don't change your ways. Continue rocking with us here, man. We out the studio. We're doing something different for the off season, man. We appreciate y'all for sure rocking with us, man. The entire off season for the Grizzlies and the Tigers. A lot of stuff still going on. Ton of things to talk about. We got the draft lottery coming up. NBA draft is coming up very soon. we'll know more about the Memphis Grizzlies team. Penny out here going crazy on y'all. The spring game, we did not talk about that. My level of give a damn is at 0 about the spring game.
Know what happened.
But check out my boys, man. Get ready to come on right underneath us, man. Right after us. I'm sorry, my boy TJ and Trey. Y'all know what it is, man. It's going down on the bluff. Not on the bluff. I messed it up. Tigers on tap.
Tigers on tap. Man.
Tigers on tap, man. Check them out. They're coming on right after us, man. 3 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. So go take you a break, grab you something to eat, man. Come back and get up with my boys, man. It's all the Tiger stuff. They can break down everything from the spring game, man. I'm talking about
they will.
Whoever. Juniper Jasper Jr., the third string wide out. They can tell you about him. Ulysses S. Ticklebottom. They can talk about him. The new offensive lineman that just got here. Everything you want to know about Tiger football, man, is going down, man. Spring day, they was up in there, John. I guarantee you they was up in there. They got the full breakdown coming for y'all. 3 o'clock today. Check them out, my boys. Tigers on tap, man. But for Kenny Stubblefield, you ain't behind the glass, right here to my left, to my right. I don't know what we doing on that. My man Parish Sharkey in the building, my guy, man. We'll see y'all next week, y'all, and we out.
Thank you for listening to the Anthony Sain Show. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Also, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. For comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports, head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co and find out how you can become an insider. We will see you back here next week.